Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I am Matilda and here we discuss business ideas and everything in between. So today I had the pleasure of interviewing my friend, my personal friend, and an amazing psychologist, Mbuwa, that you will meet in a minute. And today we're discussing mental health. If you're aware or not aware, the month of October is a month of mental health because it's actually day that's Mental Health Day. And so I wanted to dedicate this video to enlighten myself and also enlighten you about mental health and how it affects our productivity. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Hello guys, thank you for tuning in. So today I'm with my friend Mbuwa and we are discussing mental health. If you're aware, last Saturday, let me just say the month of October, there is Mental Health Week and it's a mental health month, right? Yeah, so I thought it would be great to have her here and just share with us how we can get better and keep our, sanity and all those good things. So I'm going to interview her and I hope that this will be beneficial for you as much as it is for me. So the first question is, what is mental health?
What is mental health? Mental health is anything that relates to your social, your emotional, and your psychological well-being. In a nutshell, I could put it that way.
Okay, great. So everything that is like everything is working okay and it starts from the mind, and that is. So my next question is, why is mental health important, such that there's even a day that's set aside for it in a year?
Right.
Why is it so important?
Yeah, I know this is not something that people usually think about. We think more of like physical health as being very important. So when you get a headache, you're on your way rushing to the doctors. But mental health actually affects a lot about our lives. Mental health could also give you a physical disease. Okay, so like if you're stressed, you could actually get an ulcer out of it. So it's really, really important for people to take care of their mental health because it feeds into how productive you are, how happy you are, just your general outlook and your general outcome in life depends mainly on your mental health. Everything actually starts in the mind. So if your mind is not healthy, your mind is not well, then everything that flows out of it just sort of doesn't work out as well.
So is it like, I'm sorry, but I heard this notion that it's more genetic and, like there are certain people like you won't get it and but then the way you define it is like so simple and it makes me think that anybody and everybody can get it. But could you clarify on that?
Yeah, well, there is a genetic component to it. We definitely can't run away from it. So you find that there's familial history most of the times. But what I could say is even if someone has a genetic predisposition to mental illness, it doesn't necessarily come about because mental illness is also triggered by environmental factors. So it depends on if the environment triggers you to get stressed or to get depressed, then you see the mental illness flowing. And also you could find people sometimes who don't even really have a predisposition for it, but just for the mere fact that they're in an environment that fosters a lot of pressure on them, they could actually also have a mental health issue.
Okay. Yeah. So why do we look down on people? If it's like any disease, right? Yeah. Why especially in our skin color, why is it such something that we shun away from or are ashamed of and things like that?
Well, Matilda, I think there's a lot of awareness that needs to be done, a lot of advocacy, a lot of education around mental health issues. So I think mainly people look down on mental health or have this stigma towards it because they just generally don't understand it. And when you don't understand something, it sort of makes you shun away from it. So there's this example I heard from somebody. They actually asked me this to say, so if you went to an ocean and then you heard that there were sharks in it, would you be scared? And I was like, oh, definitely I would. But then they asked me, so if you took a course on how to play with sharks, how to know when a shark is going to attack you, or how to know if a shark is friendly, would you still be as afraid? I probably wouldn't because I would know what to do about it. So it's the same thing with mental health. the more information you have about it, the less scared you are of it and the less stigma you have of it. So I think it's just generally people don't understand, and also we have this notion of thinking people who are mentally ill are somehow weak, you know, or we think, oh, they're violent, or we think
they're bewitched.
They're bewitched.
Yeah,
That's the big one. That's the one I wanted to talk about. Like, it's just this whole thing that is shrouded in mythology, which is not true, you know. But like I said, mental health issues could happen to anybody. I mean, you could lose your job and get depressed. You could go through a situation and it totally changes your life, and you have this mental health issue. So it's not even, mental health doesn't even relate to things like, you know, people you see like picking papers. And it's not all about that. It's more than that. It's just as long as anything that affects your well-being mentally is a mental health issue. Okay. So if you're worried about something, constantly worrying about it, that's a mental health issue. Okay, you're having
so
marital problems. We're all crazy to some point, to some level, to some degree. We all have it in us. So yeah, let's just, you know, get talking about it. And I'm loving that you're doing this because people are learning, and then it's not this thing that is so scary anymore.
Yeah, so I'm actually like learning a lot right now. You have no idea.
Okay.
So coming from the work environment or business environment, you know, that's what my channel is about.
Right.
How can that environment also, you know, kind of, because you mentioned stress.
Right, yeah.
So let's use stress as one example. How can we go around it, you know? How can we prevent that mental illness?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge one, especially in workplaces, because everyone is so, you know, focused on just meeting deadlines, getting that money in, I need that bling, I need to do this, I need to compete. So the world, the way that it's structured globally, organizationally, really puts people in a space where, you know, it's very possible to face a lot of pressure and a lot of stresses. So in organizations, first, dealing with stress begins at an individual level. So it means that you have to be aware, you have to be self-aware, you have to know yourself. So what signs tell me that I'm getting to a place where, you know, I'm not in a very good place? So it could be a headache, it could be my blood pressure goes up, it could be I start sweating or I'm trembling. Then you know, okay, something is not right mentally, okay? So at an individual level, you need to know those signs or those things that really trigger you, so that first of all you avoid them. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't do well with close deadlines, you might want to structure your work in such a way that you're meeting objectives slowly, so that as you get to your target, you're not so pressured to meet it at the same in one goal. So you need to really plan out your time. Also, taking some time to just have some fun, okay, leisure. I know that most of the times we're thinking, I don't even have time to just relax, but you need to set aside time. It's like, this is my me time. You have to be intentional about it. So Saturday, phones down, no laptop, I'm not responding to any emails. Hard, I know that. It has to be done, okay? It has to be done. So you need to do those things. And then at the organizational level, I mean, we want to make money. We want our organizations to be productive. So it's very important to realize that a stressed employee isn't going to make you any money. So you need to look into their well-being, not just are they productive, but how are they faring? You know, are they happy? Are they satisfied? Are there issues that they're going through at home? So having an organizational counselor is not a bad idea. So I know there are a lot of HR people, if they could take a course in counseling, that's good. So if you notice someone is not being as productive and they look a little bit down, talk to them and find out what's going on. Is it the work situation? Is it home? So that you perk them up and you bring up that morale. And also when people feel like an organization cares about them, then they're more invested and do their best. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, because that's pretty amazing. I actually am walking away from this. I didn't know that stress and worry and just those simple things are actually big things.
Right.
So it's really amazing, and I'm sure a number of people really appreciate that. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was an amazing recording session with my friend. It was so much fun. We had to do a number of takes. But if you haven't liked, please hit the like button and subscribe and the bell as well, so that you get all notifications of whenever I upload anything new during the week. Please share this video, and thank you for watching.